Okay, coming up next, guys, it's getting towards the end of summer. People are already talking about fall. Kids are going back to school, back to college, so I'm gonna release my first fall fragrance video. These are gonna be 5 of my favorite fall, autumn perfumes that just are timeless. A couple classics and a couple new ones in the mix. Find out what they are coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to JoelTheNose, and here I am, of course, at Osme Perfumery, and it is still summer. It's still very warm out, but you know what? Some places are already starting to cool down a little bit. As I mentioned, school is back in session now. Kids are going back, so I wanted to get a kind of jump on this and start thinking about what are you going to wear for the fall, and what are some great choices for you. So let's get right into this. These are some of my favorites. Gonna be a nice blend of some brand new fragrances and some classics. And the first one I'm gonna go with is from Eris Perfumes. This is Scorpio Rising. Scorpio Rising, I've had this one in my personal collection for a couple of years now since it came out. It came out like 2 years ago, 2022. And this is just one of those fragrances that is so unique. The Eris house is truly the epitome of niche fragrance. They do a lot of stuff that's out there. Anton Lee is the perfumer, I think, for almost all their perfumes. And you know, he's one of these more avant-garde perfumers that really takes a chance. If you've ever tried Ma Bête, one of their fragrances, it's not for the faint-hearted. It's very strong animalic perfume, but Scorpio Rising is extremely well-blended, well-liked, compliment getter, really good incense perfume, one of my favorite incense fragrances, and it just has a warmth about it. When I wear it, it's warm, but it doesn't make me feel hot. Obviously, here in Miami, I have to be able to wear fragrances all year round because it's always hot here, but this one just really kind of, for me, is a nice transition fragrance from summer into fall. Check it out, Scorpio Rising. Next, I'm gonna go with a brand new fragrance. This just came out from 8 Bob, and this is Le Geste de Monde. Le Geste de Monde. Take a look there. Look at that beautiful bottle. For those of you who've been watching some of my videos over the last year, you've seen that 8 Bob has gone to a new bottle versus their classic, like 8 Bob Classic. These last 3 or 4 fragrances are all extrait. So they're very intense, very rich. And what do I like about this one? This one has a nice ginger opening and a bourbon vanilla dry down that just, to me, screams fall time. Fall, it's sweet. It's I think this is, you know, very much an oriental type fragrance. It's sweet, it's a little bit spicy, it's got a nice kick in that bourbon vanilla dry down. It just, even the juice, it looks like a nice bourbon sitting in a nice bar or a nice steak restaurant in the fall, maybe even a fireplace going, or you know, it's just starting to get a little bit nippy out. This is a fragrance that you can wear. It's gonna last you all day. I've already worn it a few times and tried it a couple weeks ago, and the bottle actually just came in. They had samples here at Osme for a few weeks, and now, boom, just came in, so I'm getting to really kind of see it today for the first time, and it immediately has made my top 5 fall fragrances. And again, these videos I do, as you know, when I say top 5, that's how I feel right now. These lists always change depending on my mood, depending on what I've been wearing. So now I'm gonna go with a classic, and that is from Roja, of course, Roja Dove, Roja Parfums, Creation E. Creation E, to me, just evokes such wonderful memories. You know, it also has kind of a similar bourbon. I say a rum and coke or a bourbon, or like a Jack and Coke, Jack Daniels bourbon or whiskey. It's sweet. It almost smells like a Coca-Cola gummy bear, and it just, you know, this is one of those fragrances that when I put it on, it just brings happy memories. It brings happy fall time, leaves changing memories. I've been smelling this. It was one of the first niche perfumes that I really enjoyed, probably 5-6 years ago. And maybe a little bit longer than that, but it just, you know, I talk a lot about how perfume, in the sense of smell, is processed in the same part as our brain as where we process memory and emotion. And this just hits it for me. It hits both memory and it reminds me of when I first smelled it. Like it takes me back yesterday, I can remember it. And it also just makes me feel good. It hits that emotional side. So Creation E to me is really a classic perfume. All right, I'm gonna go to another new perfume. I'm kind of mixing it up here. And this is Ame du Coeur. Ame du Coeur. Let's check it out there. And this is from Liquide Imaginaire. Just added this actually to my personal collection a couple weeks ago. That's how much I like it. For those of you, again, who watch my videos, unlike maybe some reviewers who literally, you look at their background, they have thousands or like close to thousands of bottles. I don't collect that many. I mean, I actually have a lot more than most people, but not nearly as many because I only buy what I like. You know, I just don't buy and keep collecting, and I know a lot of people want free bottles and try to get free bottles. I'm just not into that. I mean, obviously, if someone wants to give me something, I have no problem accepting a gift, but I don't go out there and do videos to try to get free bottles, as I think a lot of people do. But this one is, and that was a digression, you know, because you know how my videos are. It's kind of a little bit of a stream of consciousness. But Ame du Coeur came out just recently. It's brand new from Liquide Imaginaire. And what I like about this one, it's a beautiful cedar fragrance. You know, when I talk about fragrances, there's certain notes. I like to really highlight certain notes rather than talk about all the notes. I like to talk about the note that really sticks out to me in a fragrance, because if it's something then that you like and it's a note you like, you get to check it out. And this is one, if you like cedar, oh, it's just really a beautiful. It's got a nice little bit of a fresh opening too. So this is a good, again, transition fragrance from summer to fall. But to me, that cedar smell and that woodiness just reminds me of the fall time, maybe even a log burning or something. But Ame du Coeur from Liquide Imaginaire. And of course, I know I'm butchering the name, so don't go crazy on me. And that's gonna leave, last but not least, and maybe my favorite fall time fragrance, which is ironic based on the name, and that's Beach Hut Man by Amouage. Very similar reaction to me as, or how I think of Creation E. This is maybe one of the first niche fragrances that I truly enjoyed when I smelled it, and it just opened my world up, my mind, my eyes to all the wonders of niche fragrances. And I remember I wore this to the very first Scent Explorer, which was 5 years ago now. I believe that was 2019, yeah, 5 years ago. In New York, I went up to the very first one. It was before I even had my channel. And I remember I went there just to learn everything I could about it, and I had took Beach Hut Man with me that I got here at Osme. And it was perfect because that time Scent Explorer was in the fall. It was like late October, like near Halloween. Now they do it in the first week of December. But so this was always now in my mind, reminds me of fall in New York. And I know it says Beach Hut, and a lot of you who have collected or know about Amouage and Beach Hut Man, this is not a summer fragrance at all to me. This is just this wonderful green mint, fresh, but also got kind of that bourbon or Coca-Cola vibe that just screams fall to me. And it just has such happy memories of being in New York for Scent Explorer, and the weather was a little bit cool, and it was changing, the leaves were changing. So this, again, the power of memory and emotion. Beach Hut Man to me will always be in my top 5 favorite fall fragrances. And if you haven't tried it, you got to get your nose on it. It really is to me one of the great fragrances from the house of Amouage. And it's just so versatile, and it's so well liked, and it's just so easy to wear, and it's just so unique. So anyways, there you have it, my 5 favorite fall fragrances right now as we kind of start to get closer to that time. And let me know some of your guys' favorites. And again, thank you everyone who's already downloaded My Friend Says, my new app. I really appreciate everyone for helping me out with that. I'll be back soon with another video. Peace, love, and perfume.